Hi guys, I'm going to do an acrylic. I'm going to start an acrylic today, and this is a piece that I started weeks ago, weeks and weeks ago, and it's been hanging here on my working wall for quite a while, and the other day I scribbled all over it with black marker. Why? I have no idea. I just felt like it at the time. So I'm going to work on this piece. Don't have a clue what I'm going to do with it right now, but I'm going to pick my colors and then I'm just going to start painting. So we will see what happens, but the size of this piece is 40 by, I think it's 40 by 30. Yeah, it's a 40 by 30 piece, and I want it to be fairly whimsical. I don't want it to be heavy. I want it to be fairly whimsical, for whatever that means. I think I'm going to use a lot of pinks and purples and oranges and whites and salmon and maybe a little bit of teal. So that's my plan. We'll see what happens. And as you can see, I finally got my hair cut after all this pandemic, and I have decided to keep my gray. I've had red hair all my life. I was born a natural redhead. I was carrot red when I was younger, and when it started to gray, I started to color it my natural color. So during the pandemic, I went for 3 months without coloring it or getting a haircut. When I went and got my haircut, I thought, you know what? I kind of like that gray. So I'm going to go natural, and for now, unless I get tired of it. But as of right now, I like not having all the chemicals or whatever on my head. So there's a little, I'm still a little red up at the top and in the back, but my sides are gray. So that's it. I may as well accept it. I'm old. So here we go. I just wanted to show you my palette and what I've done. And I have my palette on freezer paper. I have white, Titan Buff, and then I have this is Rose by Liquitex, and this is by the way, they're all Liquitex colors. This is medium magenta, and then I have a purple, I have a grape color, and then this is a beautiful color. This is called green gray. Here, let me put the light on this so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a green gray. I think that's a pretty color. And then I've mixed the green gray with some white. This is my master color here. This master color has all of my colors in it. So when I use this, I know it's going to harmonize because all colors are in there. And here I've mixed white with the green gray. Here I've mixed the rose with some light gray. And here I've mixed the light purple with some gray. And then I've made some grays. I'm going to make some more grays because I'm just about out of it already. So, and I know for sure that I'm going to be having to mix up more paint because this isn't nearly enough for the size of my canvas. But if I have any left by the time I'm done painting today, I'll just spritz it with some water and put some saran wrap on top of it, and it'll stay fresh for tomorrow. I don't have a light on here because it's so bright that it just kind of washes out everything. So as I go along, I might have to put the light on, be able to see it the way I want to see it. So here we go. I'm going to start out just by putting white down and just glazing it, pushing back almost everything. So that's the plan. And this is very textured, just so you know. But I want a lot of this to show through. So I'm not going to be really fussy about pushing everything back. I want you to be able to see through this paint. And I do not have any glazing liquid in my paint. I just have a little bit of water. I'm just putting it on lightly. And I'm letting a lot of my texture show through. You can see through it. You can see more through it than what is showing on the camera, because it doesn't have a lot of light on it. What I'm doing is I'm just putting my brush into paint. I'm dipping it in my brush into water, and then I'm putting it into the paint. So, and I am using a heavy body. I prefer heavy body. I know most artists prefer the golden fluid. I have golden fluid, but I prefer heavy body. You can really see how some of my lines are still showing through. And I think I'm going to go into it with a little bit of the pink. Really working it into a lot of this texture. Like I say, I really have no plan for this whatsoever. What happens, happens. I certainly can't ruin it because the canvas was a mess anyway. That's the kind of attitude you need when you start to paint. Is I don't really care what happens. I'm just going to have fun. What happens, happens. I don't care if I ruin it. If you can keep that attitude of, I don't care if I ruin it, you're going to end up with a good painting 9 times out of 10. Feels good to be filming again. Haven't filmed for so long. You really have to scrub that paint into that texture. I want some texture, but I don't want it showing all over. Trying to break up some of these lines here and there. Just trying to break up some of the lines right now, because that marker is really showing, bleeds through. I want most of it to show, but not all of it. I want the lines to come in and out of the painting. Okay, I have it almost all covered up. There's a lot of the pattern showing through. You can't necessarily see it in my low light situation. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go into it with color. So I'm going to let it set for about 10 minutes. Well, I think what I'm going to do is take the hairdryer over it for a little bit. Okay, it's not quite dry. I did put some white up and through here to try to break down that line a little bit. And that's still a little wet. But everything else is pretty dry. It's tacky in places, but it's dry enough. And so I'm going to start. And I'm going to start by putting in some dark areas. That's probably will be covered up. And this is that gray green, and I put some black into it. You can see there's white mixing in with it, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. But I wanted to put some contrast into it. Don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. Definitely okay. And if you know anything about me, you know I need to touch edges. I don't like anything just sitting in the middle of the painting. And I want some sharp edges and some hard and a lot of soft edges, so I might put soft in and end up softening some of them. I don't know yet. But I like how the white went into this. Changed up the value, as you can see, quite a bit. I'm liking that. Maybe I'll make this corner that same color. Okay, I'm happy with that. This is pretty much the same width, so I'm going to have to make part of it. I think I'm going to connect it over here. And that's almost a pure green gray there. Okay, now what, Linda? Who knows? Clean off my brush. This is that green gray with some white in it. Oh, I just sprinkled paint into my eye. Get that out. I like that. I'm just kind of dry brushing. A little bit of pink over that area. You never want anything to end in the middle. So I have to bring that over just here, maybe. Here I am, composing already. That little bit of pink there, you can't really see it, but in the shadow you can. You'll see it when I turn the lights on. That kind of balances out this big area here. This is this Titan Buff. I don't know if it's going to work over here or not. It's really showing up yellow. I'll put some white over that. I'm not crazy about that right now. I'm going to use a whole tube of white, it looks like, by the time I finish this painting. Don't have a clue where this is going yet. This is the green gray with a lot of white in it. I like that corner. This is the purple with gray in it. Ooh, doesn't that look pretty with next to that green? Woo! Like that. Like that a lot. It's hot down here. It's humid. It's not hot. It's humid down here in this basement. I like that purple going across. I'm warm. We have a dehumidifier. I think we're going to have to get it plugged in. We're going through a heat wave here. It's been in the 90s, like 4 days in a row. No rain. The grass, which used to be green, is now brown, and we're watering our garden and flowers every day. And it's very, very humid. So. And it's supposed to be this way for the next week. We're not expecting any rain for at least 7 or 8 days. So, and it's supposed to be in the 90s. They expect to be able to break a record with the heat. So we'll see. But it's very humid in here. It's cool, but it's humid. Not sure I wanted it. See, now this right here is right almost smack dab in the middle, that dark area. So I think, and this is the deep, deep purple. Deep, deep purple with black in it. I don't know if I like that. Put some purple on top of it. Now see, that gives it more life right away. A little bit of deeper purple right in there. So I have a light purple and I have a dark purple in the Liquitex. What am I doing? I'm playing. I'm not just, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. I'm seeing what's going to happen if I blend these colors. That's what I'm doing. And I'm liking what's happening. You have to be able, you have to take risks when you're painting. Don't let anything become too precious too soon. I'm going to let that dark spot right here, see, that brings your eye right over here to the edge, and I don't know if I'm going to want that later, but I'm going to let it stay for now. and try to figure out what I'm going to be doing here. And I think I want some more vivid green, so I'm going to find a green and put a little bit of yellow in it to, I have a hooker's green and I have this basics yellow, and I'm going to see if I can make like an olive green. I'm going to add, what's the opposite of green? Anybody know? It's red. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of this magenta in it to see if I can just calm it down a little bit. And that does calm it down. And I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to make it a little bit warmer. And I'm going to change brushes. I've been using the same brush. So I am going to change brushes. That's a pretty color. And that is Hooker's Green and, what is it? It's Hooker's Green and Cad Yellow Medium hue and magenta. And the magenta took some of that harshness away. And it's a different green than the other green, which I'm liking. See, I'm paying absolutely no attention to what was down here. That's what you have to do. This is becoming a green painting. And that's okay too. I'm doing this because I feel like it. Now I'm almost feeling like it's time to put some line work into it, so I'm going to find a brush with a long head on it, put it into some black, one of these brushes with the long head on it. I'll try that. I'm going to dip it into some black, lots of water, see if I can get some drips. See, that works out better. Now I'm going to end up painting on top of that, but these lines are thicker than these lines. That's just barely showing through. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to stop probably for now and then work on this later. There, I connected those just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to quit, and then I'm going to work on this again tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see what happens. I'm going to turn the light on it and see if you can see anything better than what you can right now. So hold on. There, that's what it looks like with the light on it. And you can see it really kind of washes everything out. So, but I'm going to give you a close-up. So thanks for watching. And I will work on this again tomorrow. What it looks like now. Just nothing really to look at. There's nothing happening right now. But I wanted to show you at least the colors that I was using. I love that gray-green. This is that gray-green down here. It's pretty. And it's right there, too, with white in it. So a lot of those black lines are going to get covered up, but I wanted them to become history in the painting. So that's why I did that. So thanks for subscribing, and I'm going to try to do better with my posting. So I appreciate all your comments as well. Be good.